Hey everybody, I'm Spegtacular, the Silver Stack. I'm here with the coin guy. Guy, listen, we got to take a moment. It's going to be a big moment, but you got this hoard of coins in. You just recently acquired a collection. We got to talk about this thing.
Collection.
Well, hello everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular.
Almost a complete set of Morgan dollars with multiples of some. 50 Carson cities.
Jeez.
Like 24 GSAs. Just all kinds of stuff.
What we're going to show today is like just a part of that giant collection. You haven't been through it yet.
No, I'm still going through it.
Still working.
I've been up since 5 this morning playing. Went to bed at 10 yesterday, up at 5. And I'm going to bring work home. Jeez. I mean, I've got seeded dollars. We've got all kinds of stuff in this thing.
Stuff that you don't normally see when you go to a coin shop. You don't normally see a Lafayette dollar. You don't normally see an Isabella. I mean, this is really neat stuff.
There's a bit of everything because the collector was a collector. He was an old world kind of person. I really liked him. I enjoyed his company. Retired military. Retired law enforcement. He said he wakes up some days he can't believe the world now. But he was a collector, and he had a hell of a collection. And I am proud to get it and enjoyed and happy I got it. There's just so much stuff. It covers so many areas. Proof barber halves, unk barber. You never see these here. Seated, tight.
This is stuff that slips out once in a blue moon, not all in one place like this.
Well, you can see he bought this here and there. Proof shield nickel, proof 3-cent nickel.
Beautiful, beautiful coins, guy.
Here's a proof penny. I never get those. Look at the condition of this one. A large cent.
Proof penny real quick. I'm going to try my best to go over some of this stuff a little bit more in detail as we go through this video.
You want it under the light?
No, it should be fine. I just, telling people that we're going to slow down a little bit on some of these coins because, we have to. But I'm just trying to show as much as I can of the whole collection that we'll be talking about.
Some wow coins like this. Yeah.
This will be a long video here.
Yeah, look at this.
What do we got here?
93S.
1893S Morgan dollar. Fine 12. Look at the price tag right here.
And that's a very affordable price because that's just a really hard coin to get. It's got all your major detail. Everything is there.
What's the mintage on that one, guy?
100,000.
Oh, man. May I touch these?
Go ahead.
People are going to really want to see these things.
That coin goes up $1,000, and then it doubles in price. Goes to almost 10,000 in XF.
Guy, this right here, I mean, this is
and it's a PCGS holder.
That's a big deal. And you know what that needs? That needs a little green bean right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Just add that little extra bell and whistle to it.
We get a green bean on this one. There's a few beans here and there.
Let me see what we got. This is going to be a hands-on video because I gotta show these to everybody. I mean, obviously, guy, we talked about this before. You can ship this stuff out, right? It's not a big deal. So I'll put some information down in the description of the video. So in case you want to talk to a guy about some of this stuff, hit him up. This stuff is going to be moving, I bet you. So
there's a lot of key dates, high grades. As I said, there's a lot of Carson cities. We had a few, so we got like 50 to 60 Carson cities. We don't have an 89cc, but we have everything else.
This is wild. Guy, I just want to, thank you for giving me a call saying, come and look at this thing.
You need to share this. He would enjoy that. He would understand that. This is a person who collected for many years, and like I said, I enjoyed his company.
I'm sure that he, wanted you to end up with this collection.
Yeah, from what I understand, he did.
That's awesome. That's cool.
This one I can see. Yeah, well, here you go. Here's a dimple proof like with a price to go with it.
The deep mirror proof like, huh? Yeah, those are expensive. That's a very sought after coin. The dimples. Shoo! frosting on that's great, isn't it?
95S, VG10, but it got the beanie on it.
You got the little beanie weenie. I love that coin. You know, it's really just, there's no problems with that, problem-free. Just a great looking coin.
Got a lot of character.
Yeah. Been utilized, but it hasn't been brutalized. Man, I love that. Little green cactus adds all the extra little bells and whistles.
You got some rattlers.
Okay. Let me see what we got here. Look at this. That's a great price, guy.
I'm selling them to... I laid out big money for this collection. And, you know, I don't want the wolf to be at the door. Little guy has got to eat.
I mean, as a coin shop owner, this is your business. Your pricing needs to move them because that's how you do your business, right?
Exactly.
You can't hold on to these forever. You're not the collector that's going to just hold these forever.
Green bean. There's a few of them.
Beautiful. Can I ask you a personal question, guy?
Go ahead.
Did you go through this collection at all and add maybe one more or two more to your personal collection?
I did.
That's awesome.
Gold.
That's
Actually,
awesome.
a few pieces of gold. You know, I love $10 Indians, and there were a couple I've got a lot of them, but you know the old story about you can't be too rich or too thin. I got that covered already. So now I wanted $10 gold pieces, so I kept a couple.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. You're a collector at heart, too. Can't stop you and hate you for that. Look at this. That gets your attention. I start back here, and I come over. Boom. That's magic right there, guy.
Yeah.
That is a pretty gal.
There's some pretty high-end pieces. There's a lot of hard-to-get pieces. And we have 2 more boxes of these. I mean...
Oh, it's got toning on both sides, guy. The first year of the Morgan dollar. Is that not getting to the proof-like realm right there, guy?
There's some more.
You got more going to show us?
Here's more. These are the dates that didn't make these trays. We got all the dates. We got multiples of some.
What do you think? I got unlimited battery life here? I only got so much
bit.
time.
Quite a bit.
I'll do my best.
Some I had, and we just combined them and put the best out on trays. But just so people know when they call, if there's something they want, here it is. And I know I covered on our last video, we talked about coins that have
The varieties, right?
Varieties,
Yeah.
like this whole row right here. I made sure I put them separate. Here's the variety book.
That's variety row.
Look at that.
Let me see this thing.
And this book is 30 years old. And he probably added 100 more to this.
Because they're finding new stuff all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and you get all kinds of varieties in here.
Take a moment to enjoy that reverse. Look at that. Baby got back right there. Man.
Yeah, that stands out.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
Somebody's going to want that coin.
Well, we can talk.
Can do a little discussing. All right, let me see some of these varieties. I got sidetracked on that coin. I'm sorry. Story of my life. Story of my life. All right, O over S. Let's see if we can see it, huh? Let's see. Get close. Come on now, coin. You can totally see it. Hold on. I really want to zoom in on this one, guy. Come on, phone. You're supposed to be really expensive and high-tech.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah. You can see that little oddity right there in the mint mark right there. I'm trying to keep it still, everybody. I'm trying. Here we go. Very interesting.
Here's double die obverse, top 100.
How do you find the pricing for these varieties like that?
Have Nathan look them up.
Oh, okay. You got your shipping department on it?
Yeah, we got the shipping department in it.
All right, VAM 15, double die obverse stars.
See, I'm looking at this coin, and when you look at I look at the cheek and the face, I think that's a 5, but it's an old holder. I mean, they were conservative.
O over O. So what does that mean? Did they double strike the
Yeah.
O or something?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a pretty coin, isn't it?
Yes, here's a VAM 5. This one had a price on it.
These are so tough, guy.
I
Because
don't know all these VAMs. I just, I know of them, but I don't know them.
you got a mid-grade Morgan dollar and an old holder with a variety and beautiful toning. The pricing on that is difficult to figure that
Now,
out.
this one we looked up. This was in the top 100.
Okay.
And this is only an AU.
What does that mean, the top 100?
That's the more famous.
More well known?
I showed this book last time, the top 100. And that coin explodes to the next grade.
Is this an O over CC's?
That's a 1900.
It sure is. How crazy is that? That's a giant O.
Now, I noticed one that's more distinctive. See, I had a few of these one time.
Do what?
There was an antique dealer on Montauk Highway I traded coins for. And he gave me a handful of these out of a bag he had in a file cabinet.
Wow.
When I took them home and looked at them, holy cow. Took them down to Rubenstein and traded them. I think he had a bag of them. I think he had 500 of them.
Jeez.
You know, I never got any more, but I had about 3 or 4. And this was, wow.
The one that got away. What is this
Look
little
at,
book?
this tells you basically what a normal goes for and what the variety's worth and in the grades.
That's a wonderful little pocketbook.
Yeah, well, this is the one you see. You'll see guys walking
What
around
is
big
that?
shows.
What is it? What is it?
Top 100, BAMs.
What do you think?
Varieties.
Normal,
BAMs.
like Amazon should have that. Some.
Oh, yeah. You should be able to get this from them.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the top 100s of these. This goes into more detail, you know. And I
Well, it's like
highlighted this back in the day. Look at all of those times. Here, this is 87 Ps.
This is wild.
And it goes on for pages.
If you are a coin
16 of
collector,
them.
you are enjoying this video right now. This is a great book because you just shove it in your pocket and you go to a place.
Especially when there's 3 feet of snow still outside there in Wisconsin and Kansas.
Yeah. Not a lot of snow in Florida today. A bunch of wind out there.
Windy. Real windy day.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be down to like 39 again on Monday.
For real.
Like the end of the world.
We're going to come talk about this too. Guy has a unusual amount of stuff in this case.
There's a lot of, as I said, there's a lot of everything. You know, seated dollar. Seated dollar.
I mean, how often do you get seated dollars in the store?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
You just don't see them. The cool commems. And there's another bunch of about 15 more commems. I just haven't gotten to them. They're certified. They're loose.
This might have to be like
Here's a holder I've never seen before.
to be continued kind of situation.
But this looks like it's graded pretty accurately.
That's a pretty coin right there, guy.
I've never seen this grade.
Let me see
This grade, this holder.
People have been collecting these just like garage graders. Like they're loving them.
And speaking of that, where did I put it? It's right here. This was in there. This is an 1891 in an MS-66. I've told you about this. I warned somebody about these a long time ago. NAC grading. I have never seen any of their coin that wasn't a 66.
Always 66, huh?
That coin in the 6 is $12,000. I've already sold that.
I love how you've crossed the 12,000.
Well, it's not 12, it's 50 bucks.
Oh, well.
And I already sold it. Guy bought it earlier today. And he told me I can use it. I said, I can't give it to you yet. You can buy it, but you can't have it.
I'd love to have that too as a talking point. That's so
That's
great.
just it.
Yeah.
$12,000 and it's a $50 coin. Because, let's put a number on this.
Yeah.
And I've seen a number of their coins and I've never seen one that wasn't a 66.
Wow.
It's just like, that's what I'm talking about, garage people.
Guy, hold on. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw this big red box right here.
This is a pretty famous
What is this
set.
big red box?
This is the 10th anniversary 95W.
Okay.
Okay?
That's a big deal, right?
Now, I sold this person this set years ago. Yeah. This is a 5-piece set. This coin's worth as much almost as the gold.
What kind of value are we talking here, approximately?
Gray sheet, $7,500.
That's
I'm
big
offering it at $69.50. Here's the story. This coin has a mintage of 30,280. 30,280.
Okay.
That's just a silver coin. This is the 19S, the 2019S. Mintage, 30,300. There's 20 less. There's 20 more of these than these.
20 more of these than this one. Right here. Okay.
Here is a 69. Goes for about that price. This coin, 2,800, 3,000 in a 69. Here's a 70, 1,800, 1,850
Of this coin.
of this 19S.
Okay.
This coin in a 70, 15,000,
Wow.
14,800.
So we're talking in this particular coin a difference of
There's 20 less.
$800,
Yeah.
right? And then $12,000 difference.
Yep. Well, this coin is 1/3 of what a 69 goes for in the W. This coin goes in a 70, goes for 6 times the price of this.
Wow.
And it's only 20 less. 20 less. How do you figure that happens? I've always said that these grades and these values have had to been established. This coin's out there 30 years now. It's from 95.
Amazing guy.
I mean, I've only had a couple of these. I have the books with the box and the papers. I have an extra one in the back because I sold the other coin came certified separately. But just to give you an idea, if you look it up in Gray Sheet, raw is more money than a 69 certified in the 95W. Because they figure you can roll the dice and try and get the 70 and you got 15,000.
Sure.
It's a home run.
Sure.
But
How often does it happen where you sell somebody a collection and it comes back to the shop?
unfortunately, in this kind of circumstance,
Yeah.
I've had where they run out of money. And now, I've told you before, I had a few people in this week already. They needed to pay bills. The economy is such. But even this coin I sold him. I remember selling him this coin, 5, 6 years
How do you
ago.
remember that stuff? You sell so many
Just-
coins.
Because I know the man and I know the coins I've had. And I've only had about a half a dozen of these.
That's amazing, guy.
But this is the 70, and here's the 69. But we got,
What a memory you've got. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, to be honest with you.
I have a memory for numbers, but I don't remember names. When you leave, there's a 50-50 chance I can say hello to you when you come back.
Yeah. I got it.
But
I'll start just wearing a shirt with a number on it.
Yeah.
That way you don't forget me.
Yeah. But a lot of some of this gold came from there too.
Okay.
Like I said, this was a car load of stuff.
These anniversary, the 100th anniversary,
Yeah.
those came from him?
That came from him.
Where's the Mercury dime at?
I sold the Mercury dime an hour ago.
Okay. That
I
coin
had
went
a
up tremendously
$3
in
gold
value.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
$3 gold piece is sold out already.
Gone.
I mean, didn't have it a day.
Gone. Usually this case, and no offense, it's a little bit more sparse than it is today, but this thing is jam-packed. It's got stuff everywhere. Gold, 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 gold.
Yeah, and there's more than this. I just don't want to show it all. Now, here's a couple of more stories. Here's a commemorative coin that you'd like.
I'm showing it right now, everybody, but I'm probably going to take this home. So if you call a guy and it's not there, you know where it went. I really want that coin.
Now, this coin, this is the burnished. The 08W burnished set was twice the price 5-7 years ago than it is now. I think this coin was close to $4,000.
Twice the price, but just as nice.
And that's the kind of coin I think that has, I'm going to bet that coin only has a mintage of if I recall right, 7,000 or something.
This one.
Yeah, not a whole lot of them.
That's not a bunch.
There's not, in a world where you make millions.
Well, some of our gold coins from the mint today, if they're like 10,000 mintage, they're super expensive. Flipping through the red book. Talking about the burnished.
They keep changing where everything is in these books.
I get new stuff all the time. I don't know what they're going to do in 50 years. Is it going to be like a part 2 red book?
We had an 07. This 07, we sold that earlier today.
I'm surprised you didn't take that home.
I think I have another one.
Oh.
And that coin is a few $1,000s.
Can you have too many $10 Indians? Can you?
In my case, no. I like $10 Indians. I think we're getting close.
Getting warmer. Okay. On fire.
Okay.
What we got? 2008 W.
11,800. 11,900.
Minted.
Minted.
It's awesome. That's
You know,
relatively low.
Still 11,000.
Yeah. Price is right on that. I mean, only for a few hundred less.
The 08 is 700,000. And the proof, they made over 30,000. It's the lowest mintage of the year.
Mm.
As I said, those numbers used to be quite a bit more substantial. And it wouldn't even show it in this book. But if you go back to like 17, 15, these numbers were twice that. I use this just for reference for mintage and stuff like that.
Yeah. How much have you seen the price go up over the years on these 100th anniversaries?
They're pretty steady now. These are the better buy. Personally, the dime collapsed. I remember when they came out, they made 125,000. They screwed up about 5,000. Credit cards didn't clear. They were sold out right away. The number was too high at 125,000. I mean, the one I sold was a 70. It was certified black holder. It was $300. I mean, you buy a 70 on a basic gold, you're going to pay $250 anyway, because it's certified.
Right.
And a proof one in the 70 is going to cost you $300. So it doesn't have that big a premium. These are the ones they got smarter with, and they dropped the numbers down to like 50,000 or 70,000.
Oh.
And they held their price, and they've gone up. I mean, you take the half ounce. Once again, like I said in the beginning, I was really disappointed in the dime. And now that I sold it, I'll tell you the truth. This should have been a reverse proof. That coin would have been spectacular.
Spectacular.
Not that I want to use a play on words.
You remember my name. That's good. I'm not just a number anymore.
I mean, look what a reverse proof effect is. And if you put it on this or the Merc dime or any of those, I think, bang.
Yeah. Reverse proof gold is some of the most beautiful stuff out there in the hobby, for sure. Have you seen like the reverse proof Libertads?
I think I have.
Those are pretty.
I may have one. I don't know.
Probably
There's
do.
a few ammunition boxes I haven't gone to.
probably
I think
do.
I got all the gold out. Here's a couple of $1 golds. This is a Type 2. Not to be confused with the 1 or the 3. The 2s start out at about twice the price.
Beautiful.
And a lot of these, back in the day, went into jewelry. During the Gilded Age, from the 1870s to World War I, they were big in jewelry. I remember reading an article, some guy had picked up 4,000 of them. He melted half, the other 2,000 he sold to a jeweler. They went into bangles, they went into earrings, bracelets.
It's cool coins, guy.
Yeah.
Cool piece of history right there.
Yep. And I got a couple of loose ones too. But there's a lot of, I got a couple of better China coins. One came out of this set, one didn't.
They come from China?
Mm-hmm. And these would come back when they didn't make 30 grams, 1 ounce coins.
That's so annoying. It's so annoying.
You know, when you have their power and push, I guess you can do whatever the hell you want. Suddenly it's not 31.1 grams to an ounce, for those of you who don't know. They even on their silver, 30 grams, 1 ounce. Okay. So if every 30 of them they make, they get an extra ounce of silver or gold.
Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, it's so frustrating.
I don't
frustrating.
understand why. You know, it's...
Man, we didn't talk about this spot over here.
That's just some more the overflow of the Morgans.
Oh, just overflow, no
We are
big deal.
surrounded by hundreds of Morgans. There were, I don't know, 250 in this collection?
And stay tuned, too, because we have a super secret surprise that we're going to open up that you have never seen yet, right, Guy?
No, I don't remember what's in there.
Yeah, okay. Super secret.
I
That's a
pulled the
pretty coin.
CCs from this, so there's going to be some more high-end coins here.
Let me get a good gander here.
High-end ones. You're on this page. Yeah.
So,
Here's CCs.
you mentioned that you had almost a full collection of the Morgans. What were you missing there?
No 95 proof, but I have one of those already.
No big deal.
And no 89cc. No 89cc.
And what kind of pricing on those two would it have taken like to fill that collection? Like what were we talking price?
Well, I saw a 95 in a VG certified, and it was 25,000. In a very good. I mean, 880 made, maybe 500 known to exist.
Let's see this guy. A little darker on the toning, but still has that rainbow
There
effect.
was one that sold that had beautiful toning. Yeah, CC. 79.
Oh, look at that.
Here's a bit of CC.
A little arty on that one, huh? Got the arty.
See, when this starts to get up into the higher grades, holding in your seat, 79cc, it's huge money.
The old camouflage toning. How pretty though, huh? Nice problem-free coin. Beautiful stuff, guy. I'm honored that you showed this to me.
I got a 92S. Maybe it's on the other tray. For those who don't know, 78, yeah.
Pretty coin.
7 over 8 tail feathers, 8 tail feathers. Got a bunch of varieties. I'm sure it's in the big book. This
Very
gets
cool.
expensive too. 88. We got them for all different price ranges, but
Wow.
a lot of cool coins. And some coins take, as I've said before, some coins take tremendous jumps.
It's official. You are the coin guy.
That's who I be.
I do declare.
So you take like this. Here's a 92S.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 92S extra fine. $550. 92S in an AU is about $1,000. 92S in an UNC 60, $40,000.
Ridiculous, huh?
40,000.
Ridiculous.
So sometimes you gotta settle. Settle for the extra fine.
Wow.
You know.
Phew. Beautiful, guy. Beautiful.
Just something I'd like to share. I thought was interesting. And I know
Super
the person who owned
interesting.
this would enjoy you people getting to see it and enjoying it and learning from it.
What is
All
this?
kinds
Did we
of
just show this off?
Yeah, that's part of the... Is it Renfield? Who was that?
It says Paramount International Coin Corp. What is that? I don't know, right?
See, here's another 92S. Here you go. Here's a 92S in an AU. A low AU.
Yeah.
$2,000.
Wild, isn't it?
But in a 60, $40,000. It's like, buy that and take the money and buy the rest of the
They
collection.
heard you talking about it. They're already calling.
They're calling me right
Wow.
now.
Go ahead, man. Get that.
Find
What's so hard to find?
93 S's. Mintage of 100,000.
Yeah. I mean, if I had a spare $4,399 on me today, I'd probably go ahead and take this.
You know
right?
what else isn't here? And I'm thinking about it now.
What's that?
There's no 94.
There's no 94 anywhere.
That has a mintage of 100,000. The 94 has a mintage of 110,000. It's still a $700 coin and very fine. But there isn't one here. It's not, you know, I understand 89, but if you could afford this, you should have found a 94. Unless it's in another box someplace. But,
How much of the collection do you think you haven't fully gone through yet?
oh,
Give me a percentage.
some of it I'm going to have to go back to. Half.
50%.
Yeah, I mean, all the major stuff, the dollars, the gold, the dollars, you know, that kind of stuff, I did. Like, here's another Walker with the original box and all.
This is the 100th anniversary. Man, I would love to have that. This is when the boxes were boxes, man.
Yeah, they made these nice.
Look at this. Look, I mean, that's so, it feels so good. It's got this little, let me go ahead and clean off the coin right here. Let me, my microfiber cloth. I mean, it was meant to be a collector's piece.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful.
So we got two of those. We got one that's certified, the raw one.
Oh, it even snaps good, guy.
Yeah. Woo! Don't get your finger caught in that.
I just want the box.
Off to the ER.
Get your first aid kit out. You have one here, right?
Yeah, we got a big one in the back.
Thank goodness.
Nathan's forever cutting his fingers. You know, he's repairing, but he's always sometimes blood gets involved in that.
Yeah. Well, he's got blood diamonds back there.
No.
But we didn't talk about this tray hardly at all, and this is one of the more fascinating trays. We kind of
this is
glanced over
bits and pieces. There's more like this. Maybe low. There's a whole bunch of Buffalo nickels. There's the Walkers.
1813 bust $50. Ooh.
A blazer.
It is a blazer.
Now, I remember buying this coin originally. Okay.
This is when you bought, and then you sold to this person, and now you bought it back.
I bought this from an estate.
Oh.
I bought this from an estate. Actually, at a lawyer's office.
This is stuff you don't see too often, Guy. Good condition barbers.
No, you never see me sober. I have more at home. I usually don't, but because they're part of this, and as I said, I'm getting to a point where I can't. I got a few of them. Can't have enough $10 Indians, but you know.
That's pretty. That's super pretty.
Here's a proof one. And this has the lowest number of proofs. They only made 380 of these.
380.
380. So what, you know,
Holy
back in those
smokes.
days, I'll bet you by 1916, 1918, some kid broke into the collection and bought some ice cream for the whole block. For 50 cents was huge money then.
Oh, man.
I'd be surprised if 100 of those still exist.
The reverse on that thing is just wonderful. Have you seen that reverse? I'm sure you have. I mean, my goodness, you graded
Sure.
it.
I had originally owned this and sold this to him. I bought this coin at Rubenstein's in July of 93.
No way.
I bought this coin over 30 years ago when I was a wee lad.
Just a wee lad, huh? Okay, let's talk about these. We got some shipwreck effects.
We got some shipwreck effects.
What do you think happened there, huh?
Well, it tells you that this came out of the water, and I'm going to guess gold is pretty much impervious, but you can't get away from, yeah, you could see it in this. You know, it may not corrode, but the movement of the sand back and forth with the current will give it that effect. More so on that one than this one.
It's not even like a cleaning effect. It's like a pitted,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
What is? How do I explain that? You can see it plain as day right there.
And this is from the SS Republic. This is a shipwreck that went down in 1857. And they said it brought on two things. It brought on the panic of 57, and they think it led to the Civil War. One of the factors leading to Civil War. Banks went under because the ship was carrying a lot of gold.
It can't be 57 though, because this is 59.
Maybe it was 59. Whatever it is.
Whatever it is, it's close.
But it's the
You're in the
Republic. I thought it
ballpark.
was 59.
I don't know. It could be. I don't
Okay.
know.
But it led to the Civil War
Yeah.
because the banks had problems. But it just came out of the Republic, and that's treasure.
When I see this kind of stuff, this is one of the few damaged coins that I'll buy, Guy, is the shipwreck effect, the shipwreck coins. It's so alluring to me as a collector. I love that stuff so much. That's awesome. A little bit before
We went
that,
down in 59.
a few hundred years before that, you got the pirate coins, you know?
I got a couple of those too, but I question some of those.
Okay.
There's, the pirate coins. Everybody's selling pirate coins, and there's one piece in particular I'm going to have to get looked at. I think it's really cool. I'm pretty much sure it's. I don't know.
Are we looking at it?
Yeah, I'll show
Oh,
you.
you're gonna. Okay. You keep no secrets here, coin guy. We like that.
These I'm not too worried about. I don't know about the prices.
The half a scudo.
This is the one I like. This one I think is pretty cool. This is back when I was young. 1406.
Oh yeah, this is when you were a baby, 1406. You're just a wee lad, right? Let me see. So now these are very thin because it feels light. And when you go to whole gold, you're like, oh, it's going to be heavy. But this is very thin.
Yeah, I think that's more and more comparable to that looks like probably a 2 real. It's too light and too small. It's too light to be a 4 real. This has a price of 1,500. I don't know. I'm going to have to do a little research on that. Here's a coin that's genuine, but you can see it probably wasn't jewelry. But it's California gold.
How does it work? Would it be escudo because it's gold, and then the real is silver? Or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, though, isn't it? Man, if that's real, I mean, we're probably talking a pretty big price tag, right?
It says 1,500 on it.
Yeah, that's wild, huh? What was this?
But she's the kind of coin, if it's real, it ain't for sale.
Oh, this is the gambling coin. I offered you some money for this right here,
Yeah,
backstage. I said, hey, you want it? Here's the money. Offer still stands, guy. Madrid, Spain, huh? You ever been to Spain?
Yes, I've been to Barcelona.
How is it over there?
It's interesting. It's historic. It looks a little tired. This is a country that's been around with civilization for, 2,000 years since the Roman times. If you watched Gladiator, the Spaniard was the guy in that. It's interesting. It's history. It's got a lot of cathedrals. Look at this. I left one on the table.
By the way, I watched The Gladiator. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Where'd that one come from?
It's a freebie. You just got a free coin. Congratulations.
No.
Did it fall out?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a slippery
And
one.
it's like, when you read the history, you find out that the kid from that got strangled at 15.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was hard to live in there. I never understood the idea of a taste tester. You don't think that those people had somebody, you had scientists, you had people who could think about things. You don't think they had somebody that could poison something that you died 2 days later or 3 hours later? A lot of people just didn't make it. You had to be real tough. You had to be the Putin of those years to not get assassinated. Or, your Praetorian Guard had to really be loyal to you. But when you were a crazy person, like Caligula was killed by his personal guards.
But he was nuts, right?
Well, he was crazy, yeah.
Certified.
That's where, what was he? Was he Nero? Yeah, Nero's nephews? I don't know. Something in the blood. Too much into marriage.
Now, they put Caligula, they put him on coinage, right?
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
They're expensive coins. I had a Nero coin. Brian grabbed that. There was a Tiberius in this coin, and I don't know where it is. I think it might be out. I think we got a Tiberius out of this coin.
You got a little of this.
There's a lot of stuff I just haven't gotten to.
I got to come back over here before we show off the secret vault loot over there. So I want to come back over here a little bit. I saw this. I found this interesting. Obviously, we have the booby coin right here. Right?
I know, you're fascinated with those coins.
I mean, I'm a man. I love boobies. I think they're cool. I think they're important to keeping children alive. And then we have the, we can't show booby coin. Right?
The age of decency got involved. It's like I've said before, boy, you ever look at the early Italian coins, the 10 to 20, 20-cent pieces from there, and they're fully naked. They took photos and carvings from Michelangelo, David. They let it all hang out.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You got to go onto the Only Coins website to see those.
Yeah, well, no,
wow.
there's probably a couple in there, and the foreign coins. But there's a lot of variety, and I'm happy for it, because it gives people a look.
Ooh.
Now, you take an era like this, D over S in a 67.
Big deal, guy.
Big money.
I tell you what, there's something wonderful about a nice, bright, good graded buffalo. You don't see a lot of nickels that are just good looking like this.
I got about a dozen buffaloes to still go through. There's a 3-legged we can't find. I don't know what the hell that went.
What do you mean you can't find it? Like, you bought it?
I know it was there.
Oh, you didn't leave it behind, did you?
Because when you're buying this collection, you're at a private home, you're there a couple of hours, and there's 800, 1,000 coins, there's boxes, there's Tara taking numbers, and I'm running numbers up as I'm going through my head. And a lot of them you do on the fly. A lot of numbers some you don't. But I know there was a 3-legged. I don't know where it ends.
So you got the whole family involved when you're over there buying?
Well, the two of us were there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Well, Nate was there too. Tara was doing the dictating.
Not only do you buy it, but then you got to come and make sure
We had to go
everything's
back
priced
and
right
get it
and
because
everything.
I was in a bidding war. There were two other buyers.
God, this is nuts. All right, let's go back to work. All right, hold on. We didn't finish yet. We didn't finish. We got a, what is this?
That's a Barber dime.
Nice little dime too, guy. And these you never see in great grade either.
No.
You always see these in a junk pile somewhere and they're just worn to death. That's a wonderful coin. That is wonderful. And then you got the large
That's
cent?
a nice penny.
65 brown, huh?
65.
You never see that.
Never see that. I once had, I don't remember, was a 53. This was back in 1980. The prettiest one I ever saw, and the dealer who bought it off of me said it was the most, it was breathtaking. It looked like a brand new shiny penny with, this is before you had grading companies. Somewhere that coin got a 67, red. I mean, it was, and I remember selling it for like $1,400 in 1980 money. And he said, it's the prettiest penny ever owned. The highest, just, it had such flash. And it was just, you want to see, you know, when I look at these, they all pale in comparison to that, that penny is still in my mind's eye.
In 1980 money, that's got to be like, you know, 9,000 now, right?
I have no idea. I don't know what it would come in at.
Ooh. That's a little flashy right there. Oh, Indian headset?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a proof. Proof of a better year than 94.
Well, if this gentleman is looking down on us, then I want him to know that he had an excellent collection. Excellent. And other collectors are going to be totally proud to have some of his finds.
Well, some I kept.
That's a really awesome reverse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you see the brown, but then you flash it this way and you
It's
get the
probably
blue.
the first proof Indian I've had in years.
That flash is amazing, guy. Man, I really want that.
Yeah, this one's got some color
see.
to it.
Let's see.
64, red brown. 09S. Too bad it wasn't
VDB?
VDB. You know, no, it's like, get crazy.
Man, okay. What would be the price difference there? A couple thousand?
Oh, a few thousand, yeah.
Ay, huh?
Proof fee nickel. Proof shield nickel.
Nice. Something you never see. I'd love to have all these, guys. This is killing me right now, though.
And it was, like I said, there was still other stuff like what's on this side.
You got more.
Yeah, we're going to have to do another episode to catch
Holy
up on the
smokes.
rest.
Well, you're not done
When I
yet,
get
so when
to,
you get done, yeah, let me know.
When I get to catch up on them all. Look at those big coins.
Okay. These are all from the collection.
Yeah. Well, these four.
What are these, the wedge tail?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
5 ounce and 10 ounce.
Beautiful. Yeah, can we bring those out? It helps with the glare a little bit.
This is Waterloo. And I have the box work and everything on
Let's
it.
see if I can... Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Pastrami's silver medal. No, Pastrucci's.
And that's actually priced below what it's going online for.
That's a fantastic piece.
Cool holders.
One of the first 500 struck, proof 70. That is fantastic.
So here goes the question. I hear you've seen these before. This coin is twice as heavy, just as big.
Okay.
Why do we have to waste all that plastic? Where's the environmentalist?
Man.
Why did you have to put such a big holder for these things?
Man.
They're so awkward. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like even these.
Jeez.
I mean, these could have gone in slightly bigger than a regular holder.
How many can you fit in your house of these? Like only a handful. My
Really?
goodness. That's like a book.
And you've got to figure there's one for every coin.
Man. Beautiful guy.
Yeah, I thought
The
that was
big
cool.
slabs are super alluring, but
They're
man,
pretty
big.
when you put them in the... I have a few. I don't think I have any of these yet. But they're the ones you can put in a curio. They're attractive. They're cool. They're conversation pieces. And they tell a story, and they're interesting. And they're not unreasonable. I mean, these sell for maybe twice the price of silver, but they're cool. I mean, this one's 10 ounces, but this is a rare coin. They don't make that many of them.
I mean, shoot, just the freight
Here's
to ship this plastic to and from NGC had to cost, you know, $500. That's so
Here's
heavy.
a 10-ounce coin. Costs you $60 to get them served, maybe $80. Who knows?
Wow. You got more over here.
Look, bunch of rattlers.
Man, I am just blown away.
Yeah, I had to pull some stuff out of here to get them in
Look at
here.
all the proofs.
Oh, yeah. And I have a certified 50 and 51 if you want to buy it and add it to it.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, that's for sure.
There's a couple other proofs.
You got more proofs.
We've got a bunch of pretty much everything.
You got a
That
little
came
of
out
this,
of the
little
set. This
What's
came out.
What the? All these?
Yeah.
Oh,
This row.
no, you can see my leg reflection guy. I didn't shave today. Oh, man.
Okay. More information than I want to know.
I don't shave my legs. I'm not that guy. Come on now. I'm not a swimmer. Very beautiful, though. Very cool. You had some the new ones over here, right? This was from his collection?
No, I don't think any of this.
This was not.
This is,
Okay.
yeah, none of this is from the set.
All right.
Yet.
Well, I thought those reverse proofs were.
What reverse proofs?
These little doohickeys here, these moderns.
But, yeah, two of them. I had one already. The one on top is the one I had. I just have more of them available now.
Gotcha. Was he a
There's
bill
no-
collector? He didn't collect notes?
I think I don't know.
You're not there yet.
I don't
there
think
yet.
so. I think we found one fractional currency. He was a coin collector,
Gotcha.
and he liked his Morgans.
All right, guy. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what about the secret box?
Oh.
We forgot about that. Look at the shipping. Look at the shipping department back over there. What's up, Nate? How's it going?
I like the box.
All right, this is unknown territory right here.
Foreign.
Let's see some of this coolness. What is that?
This is one of the islands.
Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Silver, silver, silver. This probably has about 3 ounces of silver in it. It's probably about 80, 90 bucks.
Okay.
This is the Olympics. This, I think, is Korea. Seoul, yeah. That's an Olympic set.
That's the whole set. That's cool.
A lot of this is certified bullion. But it adds up. That's a pretty set.
What is that one? That is pretty. Oh, they did a good job on that. 20 crowns. Turks.
And Calicoes.
Ah. Oh, what else you got in here? This is the fun stuff right here.
This
Yeah, no.
is...
It's United States.
These are
is in there.
Queen's Beasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are what, the 2-ounce silver ones?
Yeah. Well, it fell out. Yeah, these are Queen's Beasts.
All right.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. This is fun. Some reverse
Enhanced
proof.
reverse. Apollo 11 $half set. Silver.
You have a ghost in here, guy? Something just fell back there.
These are commems. These I sell, in quantity. A lot of this. You can put this in a holder and everything you want. I sell them like this for 25 bucks. Most of these are 25 bucks a piece. Of the commems.
The modern commems.
Yeah, the modern commems. I got a bunch of those. This is modern silver, at least.
You got
This is a better piece. Yeah. This one might be $60 or $70.
Really?
Yeah, that's the, I believe that's the one from the Smithsonian.
Beautiful.
Yeah, these are all modern commems. Most of these are 25 a piece.
like
Call me. I've got 50 of them here.
I'm up.
And I got some of my own.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Here's one of your kookaburras.
Oh, have you seen the new kookaburras? Man, they're beautiful.
Here's Florida.
You got Florida? I'm from there.
Yeah, here's one for you. Look.
What do you got? Is it spectacular?
Law enforcement.
Let me see. That's pretty cool too. Little of this, little of that. I'm gonna put all these down.
like an error. Piece broad struck? I don't know. I don't know what that is. We got to look that up.
2022S token. Oh, it's Daniel Carr. So Daniel Carr kind of came in and started making
Queen's Piece.
kind of like a replica peace dollars.
Okay.
And so they actually grade them, and he does a darn good job. But he made the 1964 replica peace dollar, and it's kind of a big deal. I'd love to have this. Want to sell that to me?
We can talk.
Make an offer you can't refuse.
Okay.
I'll put this over here. Is that okay?
Sure.
Can you talk about that?
Might as well. I only opened the box. Here's more. There's a mixture. Most of these look like they're...
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We haven't put the video out. People are already calling for this collection. That's
They
wild.
know already, huh?
Wild.
But that's pretty much what was in this box.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, that was
That's fun to
interesting.
me. Yeah, yeah.
We discovered something you like.
And you got boxes upon boxes of
And I
these
know
right
I got
here.
some Queen's Beasts in here. I got a Skanda. So I got a whole bag of these in the safe.
The coin guy on YouTube.
And I get the ammunition box.
And you get the ammo box for free.
Well, we emptied a few. As you can see, about half of those came out of the set.
And this is how he stored them?
Parts of it, yes.
My kind of guy, man. Second Amendment friendly. I like that guy.
Oh yeah, he was a marksman with the 911 to 45.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I enjoyed his company. I really did.
Well, I'm sure he's, like I said, he's looking down and he's happy that this collection gets to be viewed by everybody in the entire world right now.
And we'll have more for you next time. I saw an article I pulled.
Okay.
Where is it? It's about silver production. I gotta go check my file system here.
If you can't find it, there'll be a next time, right?
It just said how short they are. I think use compared to how much is being mined was off by 20 or 30%.
What do you mean?
There we go.
You found it.
You know I'm going to find it. Demand for silver expected to rise. Projections call for increase across numerous uses of metal production. The shortfall is 190 million ounces or something.
Jeez. Where was this out of?
That came out of Coin World.
1.2 billion ounces. So there's going to be a shortage.
Well, they do find it when they mine copper. I know copper is a break-even kind of thing, and their profit is basically they always find silver ore when you mine copper, and you break even on the copper, and you make your money on the silver ore. Which once again, when you look at the cost of everything in the world, I can't believe you're mining for the prices you did 4 and 5 years ago. Like I said, look what breakfast cost. Look what it costs for everything out there.
Yeah.
So, when is inflation going to hit silver and gold? And once again, I pointed this out last time. Let's see.
What do you got here? A little spot price checker?
What's it say? Gold faces tough competition from euphoric equity markets next week. What it said here earlier was gold gold modestly rises. It was up $14.
Yeah.
But if it drops $1.80, collapses.
Yeah, right.
I mean, these guys are so biased. It's incredible. Yeah, gold price mildly up. It's up $11.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
No.
You can almost get breakfast.
You get 2 eggs and a slice of bacon.
And silver's trying to get to 23 again.
Silver's been a bit of a roller coaster lately.
And you got one of these stocks, these AI stocks are just exploding.
NVIDIA?
I mean, just incredible numbers.
Yeah.
I was reading an interesting article, and I'm a student of history, and I was reading an article, and it reminded me of another article I read about what they call the fifth column. And the fifth column, during the beginning of World War II, was when the Japanese had spies in Pearl Harbor. And this is historic. You can look it up. They had tourists, people posing as tourists. taking photographs of the harbor and taking seaplanes and fishing boats. They had the whole friggin' harbor matched out. You know, they had it all mapped out. They knew where everything is. And the fifth column is a phrase used for embedded troops or people behind the lines. Now, the funny thing was, a future general, when he was a cadet, he wrote a paper about the Japanese attack in Pearl Harbor, and he must have not learned from history, because the Japanese basically ended in 1905, 1907. You had Russia and Japan were at war, and you had the Black Sea Fleet at dock up in the Baltic, and they were in the middle of peace talks, and the Japanese surprise attacked and sunk most of the fleet and damaged it. Does it sound familiar?
Wow, yeah.
Now, this general who wrote that when he was a cadet was called George Patton. Now, 35 years ago, they must have said, 35 years later, they said, can we get away with this again? I mean, nobody seems to learn from this stuff.
Wow. History repeats itself, huh?
A fifth column, embedded people.
Jeez.
I thought that was, and that's a true story. You know, he wrote this paper on it, and, you know, you never know.
You never know. Well, Guy, listen. When you get the rest of it finished.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk again.
Let me know.
I've got bits and pieces to go through, more to put out.
We tried our best to go through everything we could today in this,
well, an overview.
video.
And you got to realize there's a lot of push here. Believe it or not, we've probably put, God, I think we've already put about 30 hours in between us all. Because Tara and I have been working on this for 5 hours today, and I put in 8 hours during last night, this morning, and when we first got it, and I know we got 30 hours in.
Yeah.
Give me another 40 or 30 hours, and we'll tweak it, and there'll be more. Well, there's no way to put it. I've only got 100 running feet of space, and I'm running out of room.
Oh, buddy.
But,
well, if somebody sees something that they want, tell people on this video how to contact you.
Just call me or call Nathan. The number's up there.
Right there.
And we'll talk. And we'll get together. In between, God bless America, greatest country in the world. And just all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Guy. You know, when I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.